Hey Juventini, happy Friday. It's March 31st. I'm Alberto. Welcome back to the AJC. I have all this morning's news surfacing around Juventus. A plea deal. Rumors come out of a plea deal Juventus could get involved in to try and reduce the penalties faced. We'll take a look at that. Then Zacharia's redemption, what Mirko Di Natale has to say about that. Then Gazzetta reporting that Max Allegri is trying to convince Juventus to renew Juan Cuadrado. Then, of course, Allegri himself speaks ahead of our return to action tomorrow against Verona. We'll take a look at the latest projected lineups. All right, so let's get into it. Hey Juventini, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. So if you enjoy the content, please like the video and of course subscribe to the channel. All right, now let's get into the news. So rumors surface about Juventus potentially getting involved in a plea deal, all right, to try and cut down the penalties that they have faced. I think about this one and immediately just dust it off and think nothing of it. Why on earth would Juventus get involved in a plea deal? It is still yet to be proven that there is an official, actual rule that has been broken in terms of plusvalenza for the 15 points that we have already been penalized. Why on earth would we get involved in a plea deal? So my thoughts on that are hell no. All right. That's what I think of your plea deal. Okay. Now moving on. Zacharia. Mirko Di Natale says that the situation about Zacharia's redemption is unclear. Okay, so this is actually good news for me because not a definitive no. He does state that Chelsea is looking at alternatives and other situations, but the fact that it's not a clear and definitive no is a good sign. There is a chance there. We heard about Weston McKennie wanting to be redeemed by Leeds. The more of these that we can get finalized will be massive for Juventus in the long run, all right? We know we have Arthur coming back. He will not be redeemed. And for us to move him, we're going to be taking a loss. So if we can find a solution for McKennie and Zacharia, that would be massive for this club. But again, this one will have to be followed going in there. If you ask me, my personal opinion, I still don't think they will end up redeeming Zacharia, and we'll have to find a solution for him. But it's at least decent to hear that it's not a definitive no right now like it is with Arthur. Gazzetta reporting that Max Allegri is trying to convince Juventus to re-sign Juan Cuadrado, all right? So we know that Juan Cuadrado, his next appearance for the club is going to be his 300th, but everything we've been hearing, and I've even reported over the last couple days, is that these are the last final months of his tenure at Juventus. And honestly, all the big guys in the journalism world are saying the same thing. I would stick to them because there are no actual discussions that have even been planned. Could things change? Of course they could change, but as of right now, we have no signs to stick to that Juventus is going to be looking at renewing him. But would Max Allegri want him to stay? I'm not so sure that Max Allegri's future is even written in stone at this point. There's way too much uncertainty. Max Allegri himself could potentially decide to walk away. So who really knows what's going to happen? So I'm not going to buy a whole lot into this one from Gazzetta. Now, keeping with Max Allegri, we're going to get into his presser ahead of the return to action tomorrow against Verona. As far as our player statuses go, this is what he had to say. For Sandro, he's going to decide on Alexandro tomorrow, all right? So he's still unclear on what he's going to do there. Paul Pogba, all he said is it's hard to say. He's working, but it's really unclear at this moment what's going on with Paul Pogba. There you go. Frustrating stuff. Chiesa, this one frustrates a lot of Juventini as well, but Max Allegri said he will not be in the lineup or on the list for tomorrow against Verona, but they're going to try to get him back in for Inter. Now, fans are reacting to this a bit because of the fact that he went to Austria, got a second opinion. It was all clear. He has no injury, but still can't get into the lineup. Well, he doesn't necessarily have an injury, but he is dealing with tendonitis, all right? So tendonitis, obviously, can be painful and whatnot and can last for quite some time, and treatments might have to get ramped up and whatnot, but right now, they're just keeping it under wraps. I think there's also a little bit of a psychological thing with Chiesa in coming back from that major injury. But look, let's just be patient and wait. We've already been patient enough. I don't think it's time for the alarm sirens to go off right now at this point with Chiesa, but let's just wait and see, all right? Tendinitis can be a nasty, nagging thing, and hopefully it gets wrapped up and resolved quickly for Chiesa, but hopefully we can get him in for the action against Inter early next week. Now, Kostic, he is fine and he can play according to Max Allegri, but with the big week next week, going into that matchup against Inter and then playing Lazio, I would probably avoid starting Kostic for this game against Verona and go with Iling Jr. But Kostic is fine and he can play. Max Allegri will probably lean on him because Kostic has been one of our best performers this season. So expect him in the lineup. Di Maria will hardly start according to Max Allegri. He is fine and will be important for the race. So Di Maria most likely not starting tomorrow against Verona. And then Max had a lot of high praise for Moise Kean. So Kean could partner Vlahovic tomorrow. Now, in his words about the match, he just said, this is a dangerous game. We have to be smart about it. And we can't underestimate anyone. They had the big victory, obviously, against Inter, went into international break, and it's important to start from scratch. Max's own words, we have accomplished nothing yet. We have to continue to work. All games start off at 0-0. We got to get the job done. Hey, it's as simple as that. Your projected lineup is this: Szczesny in goal, Danilo, Bremer, Sandro, De Sciglio, Miretti, Locatelli, and Fagioli with Kostic on the left side, and Kean and Vlahovic to partner up top. Again, you ask me, I would probably go with Iling Jr., okay, and rest up Kostic a bit, but he has been crucial. And, you're going to have Miretti in there as part of the midfield, no Rabiot there, so you might want some type of veteran presence out there. Maybe that's why Kostic gets a nod. But up top, Kean and Vlahovic together has not been the greatest. So hopefully tomorrow, if they get the start together, they can find some type of rhythm and harmony in their game, all right? But you know the drill, everybody. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about all the news you heard here today. Do not forget, tomorrow morning we're live, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I will bring you a watch-along for the game that starts half an hour before kickoff, all right? Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juve, ciao tutti.